This is the most powerful opportunity in your life. If you want a pretty picture of you in your nice suit on a billboard when people are driving to call you, that costs money. If you want to buy a television commercial on television to have people know who you are and buy your stuff, money. Sending flyers in the mail about what you're selling so that they call you or email you, money. Free. Free. Because of this, everybody here can build whatever they want. And they can actually do it for very little money. One of the incredible things about the business that's being built here is the opportunity for people to invest in property at a shockingly well-priced entry point to actually owning an asset. When I think, I spend an enormous amount of time looking at the blockchain, not just for Bitcoin or my beloved VeeFriends NFTs, but the profound nature of what the blockchain will do to our society. It is very similar, my friends. I see there's a lot of young people in here, but for the people that are 45 and older, all of you remember what the internet did to the world. What the blockchain is about to do to the world is profound. It is even greater than the incredible innovation that is Bitcoin. And when I think about the incredible journey of building this fractional ownership framework, I am inspired by entrepreneurs that are navigating, that are actually as exciting as what you're doing in Orlando is just the beginning of a world in a decade that is scaled micro ownership, scaled opportunity, an opportunity for people to enter economic change without being priced out by having such a high entry point. So I'm very motivated and excited to be here with all of you today. Let's go into the number one most important topic for everyone in this room, which is if you are not creating content, videos or pictures for social media every day, you're making a fundamental mistake. Everybody here, how many people in this audience, by show of hands, wants customers and would like to make some money? Raise your hands. The number one way to get customers in September 2025 is to make pictures and videos and post them on social media. Number one, number two, number three, and number four best ways for every person here to get customers is this. And the reality is, a lot of you are either not doing it or not doing it seriously. To remind you, this, making a video and explaining, let's talk about what's going on here. I assume, if I heard it correctly before I came here in New York and again in the green room, I assume many of you are here to consider I'm interested potentially in representing this property in Orlando, and I would like people to buy it from me so that I can make some commission. Yes? So let me ask you simply a very good question. How are you going to do that? What, do you have some phone numbers in your Rolodex? You're gonna WhatsApp 3 or 4 people? What, do you plan on going back home and having a dinner with 8 prospective clients, or maybe one-on-one? By the way, both of those things are fine. They're just not as good as if you invested for the last year making content and having 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 people pay attention to you. And then when you make, for example, I do not do what all of you do for a living. Yes? However, if I did not have to fly back to New York and do some business right after here, I could sit right in there, see the rest of the presentation, and when they say go, me, Gary, could make one video with a link, post it, and outsell every fucking person in here. Oh, not so loud now, huh? My friends, I want that for you. I want that for you. Now here's the question. When I was giving this speech in 2007, I understood that you didn't know this was here yet. In 2009, I still understood it was early. In 2014, still, even in 2014, I knew that it was still early and not everybody understood what Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter was. But my friends, it's 2025. I do not have any more patience after 20 years for you to sit in the audience and say, I didn't know. You all know. So now the question becomes, my friends, why isn't every single person that's in the audience posting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, every single day, multiple times a day? Why is not every person in this room doing that every day? And the answers come in many different forms. Number one, people are insecure. You're scared to post something and only get 5 views or 10 views. Your self-esteem, unfortunately, is wrapped up in how many views, how many likes, how many followers you have. Your competitors in this room, somebody has 20,000 followers already, you have 0. You're actually a better salesperson than them, and so you don't want to start because it seems like they're better than you because you only have 100 and they have 20,000, but you do more business than them, so you're insecure to start without realizing what you're doing is you're letting the gap get bigger and bigger, and soon that person with 20,000 followers who does not sell as much as you, soon they will. This is important. I see your faces. This is why I wanted the light on. I see some of you getting it. Yes. You having 100 followers, even though you do millions of dollars in sales, will not hurt you. What will hurt you is not understanding that every day that goes by, the world lives more in here and less in here. And you might be emotional about that. You might not like that technology and AI and all of this is happening. You might not like that. You're a old school kind of guy. So am I. I was not born in America. I am an immigrant of America. I was born in the USSR. I was raised by immigrant parents. I was raised and am, as I stand here, an old school guy. I am 49. I grew up my whole life without a computer. I went to college and had never had a computer in my home. I am not a tech kid. I'm just a fucking businessman. And let me tell you what a businessman or a businesswoman's number one job is. To not have feelings, to not have emotions, to not have ideologies. My friends, technology does not care about your feelings. It does not care where you came from. It does not care how you started. It does not care if you have no money. It does not care if you have lots of money. Technology does not care. You understand? It does not care. And my number one promise to myself when I flew here late last night was, what am I going to do at this talk? I'm very aware of why I was excited about this, because I think the thesis that this company has is very smart. But as much as I love the guys in the suits right here in the front row, the truth is I like you all much more. And the reason I like you much more is I am much more excited about the day-to-day process, the work. The reason I will never lose is no matter how successful I become, I'm only interested in the work. As I stand here right now with you, I cannot wait to leave this speech, go in the plane, and for 3 hours work. Land in New York and go to 4 meetings today before I pick up my children and start my weekend. I am of the work, you are of the work. But I'm concerned that you're not putting in the work in the most important place. My friends, the most important place for all of you, what you do for a living, number one, not to go with somebody who's got a lot of money and go golf and make a relationship. Not tonight have dinner with 4 or 5 prospective clients. Not study this project and other projects at your desk for 5, 10, 100 hours to understand. The number one thing that will change every person in this room's life financially is making content for social media. I do not know why you are clapping. Here's why I say that. I, for the last 48 hours, have been following this conference. I have been watching all of you who've been posting about this conference. Your photos with them and the desk and the beautiful flags up here yesterday. And the reason I did that was I wanted to see who was here so that I could then look at their account and see what they are doing. And what you all are doing is not enough. In fact, many of you are doing nothing at all. You are resting on your prior success. Right? You think you do not need to do this because, Gary, you say to me, Gary, you do not get it. I've been doing this for 20 years. Everybody knows me. I have all the relationships. I'm making millions of dollars. Hey everybody, I'm not gonna keep you long, but I've gotta tell you about GaryVee.com/Stan. Stan Store, an incredible tech stack for creator entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial creators, is literally the tech stack based on what I wrote in Crush It and Crushing It, and really the thing almost all of you are trying to build. So if you are one of those people, go to the GaryVee challenge that I've partnered up with this investment I made in Stan Store. I believe in this. I believe in it for you. You'll see why I love it. GaryVee.com/Stan. Go check it out. Now back to the video. You remember that Facebook movie 20 years ago that came out? You remember that scene? You know what's better than $1 million? $1 billion. Who here, raise your hand, who here never wants to make more money than they make now? Raise your hand. Very nice, very good. You never want to make more money. Oh, you took it right back down, you didn't understand me. Translation, I understand. My friends, I need to explain something. One of the things that motivated me to be here today is I believe this organization sees what I see, which is innovation matters. The idea, I don't know if you can get this, I don't know where the cameras are. I literally have goosebumps up here thinking about what I just witnessed in the green room, and this is an incredible kudos to you gentlemen. I can go to my phone and in 4 clicks buy a piece of property. 4 fucking clicks? Yeah. I mean, for the people over 45 years old, you understand that's fucking crazy, right? I know the kids think that's normal. Innovation. Innovation is so important. Innovation so matters. I want you to listen very carefully why I'm so desperate after 15 years telling people to make content on social media, why I still have the motivation and the energy that I have up here right now to push all of you to do this, it's because of innovation. Do you know what this is? This is glasses. I see some of you wearing glasses. I don't know if any of you are paying attention to innovation, but Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook have a very big plan. Do you know what that plan is? To make this go in the garbage. That is Facebook's plan. That is Snapchat's plan. That is Google's plan. I ask you the following question. By show of hands, who here is retiring in 5 years? Not you're gonna make so much money and buy a private plane. You're just old and you're finished. Who's retiring in 5 years? Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Okay, 6. 6 people. For the rest of you, in 5 years, in 7 years, maybe in 10 years, that phone that is in your hands, the one that lady is using right now while I'm speaking, I like it, I would be doing the same thing, I'm proud of you. That phone, for people over 45, you remember the beeper? Remember the beeper? In 1992, that beeper was like the new iPhone, right? That was incredible technology. In 5 to 10 years, probably 10 to 12 years, that iPhone, the new one, the one that just came out this week, is gonna look like the beeper. Glasses are inevitable. Inevitable. When glasses comes, the world will not be doing this all day long, right? What do all of you do at night? What do you do at night? You are all laying in your bed and scrolling and consuming content. We, me included, we have 5 to 10 more years to get the #1 asset in the world. My friends, the #1 asset in the world is not land. The #1 asset in the world is not buildings and apartments. The #1 asset in the world is not cash. The #1 asset in the world is attention. Whoever has the most attention wins. Whoever has the most attention and knows what to do with the attention, they really win. Most of you come here today and have not even begun your journey on amassing attention. In order of the way I think about the world, of what I wish on people, is #1, health. Attention is garbage without health. #2, self-awareness. If you know who you are, your life is good. But after those two beautiful things, the #3 thing that I wish on all of you right now is unlimited attention. Because if you have that, you have to understand why it's such an important asset. Some of you may know this, I started my attention for having attention for wine. How many people here are familiar that I started in wine? Raise your hands. You know, my attention started with wine. But once I had the attention, I was able to move the attention to anything and everything that I care about. The reason I want you all to start your journey and get very, 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 very serious about making content for the internet on social media is in the short term, it will help you sell property, sell land, sell apartments, sell home. But in the long term, It is your biggest asset. And if you change what you want to sell, or more importantly, if you go through the journey I went through, which is you start to realize there's other things you want to sell besides wine and collectibles and books, like hope and optimism and love and hard work and accountability and tenacity. You will be able to do that too. My friends, if I leave you with anything today, what my number one goal to be here today is to inspire you to understand that you are making a very big mistake. And that mistake is you are underestimating this. And I ask you, it is fun to be here in one of the great countries in the world, Mexico. I ask all of you of all people should know that amassing attention on this can change the geopolitics of the world, can change who has control, can change the way people think about things. So if it's powerful enough to completely upend the world and change social normalities, how will it not work for you to sell a fucking home? This is the most powerful opportunity in your life, and I'm gonna say something very slow. It's free. Who is right? I have done advertising and marketing my whole life. When I wanted to sell wine for my dad's store, if I bought an ad in a newspaper for you to read it to buy wine, that cost me money. If you want a pretty picture of you in your nice suit on a billboard when people are driving to call you, that costs money. If you want to buy a television commercial on television to have people know who you are and buy your stuff, money. Sending flyers in the mail about what you're selling so that they call you or email you, money. Radio ads, 30 seconds. The person's on the radio and says, you need to call Maria at this number because she sells houses. Money. Free. Fucking free. This gets me to my next part, because honestly, it's very simple. Like, I know you can't really see it here because of the flags, but I'm gonna move the flags. I'm gonna move my two favorite flags. There we go. Gotta move it a little more? Yeah, gotcha, I'll get it. I like doing the work. There you go. You can WhatsApp me, 212-931-5731 if I don't get to your question today, because I must get all 1,500 of you people, all 1,500 of you. The ones that have been smiling and shaking their heads, and the ones that have been looking away because they know they are doing nothing here. I must get all 1,500 of you to understand, because like I said, we've only got 5 more years, and then the opportunity will go away, and I have a funny feeling when this is the most important product in the world, it might not be free. It might not be free. This was the first time in the history of marketing and business that you could reach the world and it was free. That is incredible. It makes no sense. For all of us that grew up and did business, that makes no sense. I used to pay lots of money to reach so few people. Now I can reach every single person on earth for free. This is a level of democracy, a level of merit, a level of capitalism, a level of opportunity that we may never, ever, ever see again because we had never, ever, ever seen it before. My friends, you've got 5 years. I need you to squeeze hard. Every one of you, regardless of where you're at, I need you to go and squeeze hard. And what do you talk about? What do you talk? Now, let's say you're sitting here and you're like, Gary, I believe you. What do you talk about? You talk about what you know. You talk about what you know. You make content about what you know. You tell stories about your career. You talk about things that you see. For you, you have to be very smart. Not every video can be sell, 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 sell. I wrote this book up here, Jab, 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 Right Hook. I wrote it 10 years ago. I wrote it because the people that understood what I was talking about in 2015, especially people like yourselves, and by the way, I'm a salesman. I love selling. But people that understood 10 years ago what I was talking about, that are like you, selling, they made a big mistake. Every video and post was sell, 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 sell. Nobody wants to be sold 24/7. So I wrote Jab, 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 Right Hook, and it stood, hey, I love boxing, which I know this great country loves too. And I wrote it because I wanted you to understand, a jab was you giving content for them. What if your first video was, I am successful and here's how I did it? You can give your audience free advice. The more you give in value, the more when you actually ask for someone to look at something to buy, the more likely they will buy. So if you decide today to go on your journey, finally, because finally this morning I broke through to your head, if you decide to go on the journey, please make sure that your content is overwhelmingly bringing them value, not you value. The biggest difference between the people that grow, because I know there are people here who've tried. I know there are people here, actually, by show of hands, how many people here have tried to do social media, but it has not worked for them just yet? Raise your hands, be honest. Be honest, raise it high. Actually, stand up. If you raise your hand, stand up. Stand up, please, don't be lazy. Stand up. Stand up, please. Do not be lazy. It's good to get blood in your legs. Stand up. All of these people have tried to do social media, but stand up, stay, back up. Look around. All of these people have tried to do social media, but it has not worked for their business. And I have an incredible secret to tell all of you of why it did not work. It's because you sucked at it. You can sit. Why did we make it dark? I want to see their face. I love you back. Let me explain what I just said. Let's talk about something you all love here very much too. Football. Not my American football, your football. If I stood up here and said, listen to me, I have great news. If you could become a remarkable football player, you will make a lot of money and have a lot of fame, you would understand that to be true. There's a problem. It's hard to be good at football. It's hard to do what I said. The reason all those people stood up and had no success is many different things. But the biggest one, for sure, is they made posts to sell people stuff without building a little rapport. Ladies understand what I'm about to say. Sometimes you need a little romance before you get to the big thing. You understand? Same with the audience. You must bring them value first. You can't just list and say, I have a fractional apartment in Orlando and you could buy it for a week and you can lease it out for 2 years and 7%. You can't do that shit on your first post. You can, you're not gonna sell anything. You must find ways to bring value to people. How you built your shark kingdom. By the way, let me take you to a very, very, very crazy place. This may sound crazy to you, but I know it works. Maybe you want to sell real estate, but actually, in your real life, the other thing that you're good at is cooking. You should be making cooking videos all the time. In your profile, when someone goes and sees your cooking videos, it has your information as a real estate person, and you will literally make a video around making a cooking dish that people will watch because it was good, because you brought value, and that will actually lead to people emailing you and buying an apartment from you. Do you know how crazy that is? That is the world we live in, whether you see it or not. I live it every day. Not only am I one of the biggest content creators in the world, I run an advertising agency that has 2,000 plus employees globally, and we spend billions of dollars in media, hundreds of millions of dollars in making content for the biggest companies in the world. I sit and look at this data every single day. My friends, I beg you, from the bottom of my heart, to understand we are living in one of the greatest eras of opportunity for us. Not me and not them, for you. Because this can build you in a way that you cannot believe for very little resources, other than the most important resources. Your brain, your heart that you give to your audience, and your hands that you put in the work. Many of us, me included, are from grandparents and great-grandparents who spent hours in the sun, in the snow for my family, in the fields, working with their hands. We have it so easy. We have it so easy. And I must say this, and I do not want to say this, but I must say it. What I just talked about for 30 minutes, you all know is true. The problem is, most of you are too lazy to put in the work to win. We must accept that. It might, yes is right. It might be because you're insecure. You know, somebody posts a video and somebody says you're ugly and you're upset because for some reason all of you still think we are in high school. We must address this opportunity. It is the biggest opportunity in the human race today. Understood? Let's do some Q&A.
Gary, I'm a very big fan, even though I haven't explored my media. I have been very, I'm making these two awful conversations. One of them is that I'm always trying to structure my content. I have a lot of content, ChatGPT has helped me, but I'm always looking for a structure. That's why I don't know.
I'll tell you why. Let's stay there first. You're looking for structure because that's your excuse because you're scared.
And then there is another compensation because I'm always looking or thinking if people is going to like me.
No shit.
But then I have this other conversation.
But hold on.
It's because
hold on. Of course. Yeah. Everything is about self-love. Yeah. Listen to me. You have to stop being scared. What, they're gonna make fun of you because you only got 5 likes? What are you scared of?
People talk about my...
Period, stop. Don't say anything else. Anyone who is scared about a sentence that starts with people talk about, that's the fucking problem. I want you to do something with me right now, okay? You ready? Have that lady hold the mic. Yep. Okay, now look at me. I want you to put your two fists out like this. Now I want you to do this. Now I want you to do this. Now I want you to do this. My darling, listen to me. I'm gonna tell you the biggest secret in the world. Just me and you, biggest secret in the world. Everybody else here, me included, sucks too. You understand? There is no one special. There are certain people that are more beautiful, fine. There are certain people that are faster. There are certain people that have more money. There are certain people that are smarter or more clever or more funny. That does not matter. That has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with me. You must post. And you must post because you will help other people. Because after you post for 1 year, you will tell stories about this moment and you will help other people. Do you understand? And more important than making money is helping other people.
Hey Gary.
How are you? Where are you?
So from Florida, right here.
My brother, stand up, stand up. Ernesto?
Yes, sir. Nice
Pleasure.
to meet you. So you spoke about creating content constantly. How do you manage when you are on top? You're winning, you're motivated, you know, you're doing all your content, everything's fine. But how do you keep it going when you're down? Say you're losing, you have no sales. What is your advice on that when you're like that roller coaster?
By realizing I have no choice. What's my choice, Ernesto? When you're down, are you supposed to go into your room and cry? Because I'm a fucking man. Right? You know, let me say something even more profound. This is really true. Ernesto, I believe that life is very black and white, even though I think the world is gray. The most black and white thing I know, is that the world is about two energies: self-esteem and confidence, and insecurity. When I'm down, and I've lived the same life everybody else has, when I'm down, the reason I have no problem is because I don't give a shit what Ernesto or anybody in this room thinks about me. In fact, my brother, when I'm down, I'm secretly happy. Because I'm in it, and it's interesting and challenging, and I'm excited to get out of it. The reason, and especially in an industry like this, where so many people focus on what watch they have, what dress they have, what car they have, what handbag they have, especially in an industry like this, most of you are living to be validated by the rest of you. And so when you're down, it's bad because you're worried what everyone thinks. What I want for all of you is how I got fortunate with an amazing mother, amazing circumstances of coming from nothing. When I'm down, I can't hear you, but there's an important great thing that comes along with being capable of not hearing people when you're down. It's very important, Ernesto. When you're up, you can't hear them either. I, in my life, am very fortunate of my talents and my hard work, that today, as you can imagine, I mainly get feedback when I'm up. Gary, you're the greatest. You're amazing. You're the GOAT. Here's the secret, brother. I can't hear them. It is my humility. It is my humility that is my strength. I do not think I am special. So there was a beautiful thing that happened when I was coming up and I was getting shit on and I was down because I could not hear them. Now that I am up, I still cannot hear them, and that keeps me humble and grounded, which makes me fucking unstoppable. Thank you.
She's asking how much is enough. She's 60 years old, she's been 10 years in the industry, and she's so busy that not even her three years in the industry, and she doesn't even see her family. So what can she do? When is it enough?
Nothing is worth not seeing your family. But how you see your family. Look, I worked 15 hours a day for 20 years every day. How do you see your family? The key is being smart of how you manage your time. Holidays, weekends, important occasions, and more importantly, when you're with your family, this that I love so much, when you're with your family, many people here spend time with their family. They're home at 6 o'clock, but they're not with their family. Yes? They're somewhere else. So money, fame, power is worth nothing if no one shows up to your funeral.
Hi, Gary.
Hello.
I love all your content. And I have a question. What happens when you like a lot of things and you want to talk a lot of things about content, but you feel that I don't know, like maybe you don't know that much, you just want to talk a lot about things? Because I hear a lot about niches, so I don't know what to do with that.
Well, you know my content, yes?
Yes.
So sometimes I talk about the New York Jets. Sometimes I talk about NFTs. Sometimes I talk about baseball cards. Sometimes I talk about marketing. Sometimes I talk about mindset, garage sales. You're talking to someone who literally executed having 13 different niches, and I'm me, and you're taking advice from people that are not even that big, that are telling you to just stay in one niche.
Oh my God, I love you.
So on this point, I just need all of you to hear this. This is very important based on this question. Pay very close attention to who you take advice from. So if you're trying to build a big audience and that person has 20,000 followers and they're saying you need to be a niche, and then someone else who has 60 million followers says you just need to talk from the heart and you could talk about everything, who are you going to listen to?
My name is Sandra.
Nice to meet you.
May I have a picture?
You want to pick? Come on.
So
Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's clap it up for her.
Let's do it like this.
Hola Gary.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Carolina from Chile.
Carolina, back to what I was talking about. Carolina and I have literally been friends on the internet interacting for almost 15 years now.
2011.
Yes.
Yeah, so you mentioned that the glasses are the future.
Yes.
But I watched a video posted a couple weeks ago where you said that Gen Alpha or Gen Z were leaning towards unplugging.
Yes.
You said that they
That's right.
did this. You said we don't want this on our face. Right?
Yes. But remember,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. But unplugging means, unlike us, who are on this 100% of the time, they will be on this 85% of the time. Got it? So they're not unplugging permanently. They're just realizing that this is very intense. We didn't know. We grew up with it. But they're seeing it, they're feeling it, so they're finding ways to unplug. But you will not be able to be a human being if you're not in this or VR or AR. And you know this, you've been on this journey with me. It's all about timing. You remember when we were very deep in NFTs, when other people were into the metaverse, I never talked about that because it wasn't ready. But do I believe in 20 years all of us will live in VR and AR? I believe it is true. And I believe glasses will be first, and that will be AR. I could be on this stage and I could be seeing my Instagram. I could look at you and know information about you because the AI will understand who you are. And we're gonna live in a new world, just like this is a new world for people today. But the unplugged, Catalina, will only be 10 to 20% of their time.
Hello?
Hi.
She's creating content now, but she hired somebody to create content because she doesn't know specifically what niche or what she needs to do with content. So she wants to know how she can find her niche and if it's a good idea to hire somebody else to create that content for her.
So hiring someone else to help you with content is not a bad idea. It's a good idea if the person knows what they're doing. The problem is, if you do not understand this, then how are you gonna know if that person is doing a good job? So I would say that is one thing. Number two, just like I said earlier, you need to not overthink what your niche is. You need to post about a lot of different things. You could post about real estate, you could post about fashion, you could post about food, you could post about football, you could post about makeup, you could post about travel. You need to post everything. The problem is, all of you are trying to figure out what to do. I'm telling you, do everything and let the information tell you what you should do. You understand? I don't want you to figure it out in your head. I want you to put out a lot of things, and then what happens will tell you where you should go. The end.
Hi Gary, I'm Matias from Argentina.
Nice to meet you.
And I want to know that for the people that is doing the job, that is doing the videos, but is not getting the results, how do you know about if the problem is that you have to need more consistency and wait, or you have to do something wrong and you have to change it?
It's both. I can tell you that right now. It's a great question, brother. So, I'm gonna give you a website right now for all of you that want to really learn. My latest book, the purple one, Day Trading Attention, is very detailed on how to do it well, but I made a 45-page deck for free for people that can't even afford a $20 book to help you. So I'm gonna give you all a URL. Go to GaryVee, like my user, Gary, GaryVee.com/attention. I put up a 48-page deck to show you best practices, because the reason a video would not do well is the thumbnail's not good enough, the first 3 seconds are not good enough, the format you chose, is it reels, is it a regular post, the copy that you wrote to support the video. There's so much science that goes into the art. It is complicated, I said it earlier, right? But I need you to start putting in 10, 20 hours of studying to get good at that. Then it will be consistency once you're good at the craft. Knowing that a lot of people won't put in the work, I put in the work and made this free deck for all of you. It's GaryVee.com/attention.